The bizarre story behind Mount Rushmore. Most people know Mount Rushmore as the towering granite tribute to 4 American presidents. But did you know it was originally supposed to include figures from the Wild West, or that it was carved on land sacred to Native Americans? This is the bizarre, controversial story behind one of America's most iconic monuments. Standing tall in the Black Hills of South Dakota, Mount Rushmore is a symbol of presidential legacy and national pride. But beneath the stoic faces of Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln lies a story filled with political tension, artistic ambition, and deep cultural controversy. The man behind it, Gutzon Borglum, a sculptor with grand dreams, strong opinions, and a complicated past. The original plan, something far more dramatic than just 4 faces in stone. Today, we'll peel back the layers of Mount Rushmore's history, its strange beginnings, its challenges, and the cultural tensions that still surround it today. When Gutzon Borglum was recruited in the 1920s to create a monumental carving in South Dakota's Black Hills, the initial idea wasn't even about presidents. The original vision by state historian Doane Robinson was to attract tourism by carving out famous figures from the American frontier, like Buffalo Bill Cody, Lewis and Clark, and Sacagawea. But Borglum had a grander, more patriotic vision. He insisted on celebrating America's birth, growth, development, and preservation. And that meant presidents. Even with the idea locked in, the execution was anything but smooth. Major challenges included funding shortages. The Great Depression hit midway through construction, drying up financial support. Unpredictable weather in the Black Hills, making work dangerous and frequently delayed. Explosive removal of granite. The only way to carve such massive features was by using dynamite, a risky and imprecise method. Engineering difficulties. No one had ever attempted a sculpture of this scale on solid rock. To make things harder, Borglum was a perfectionist, known for clashing with funders, engineers, and even government officials. And yet, despite all the odds, the mountain began to take shape. The chosen 4 presidents weren't random. Each symbolized a phase in America's story. George Washington, the founding of the nation. Thomas Jefferson, the expansion of the country through the Louisiana Purchase. Theodore Roosevelt, the development of America as an industrial power. Abraham Lincoln, the preservation of the Union during the Civil War. But what many people don't realize is that only the faces were ever completed. Borglum's full vision included torsos, inscriptions, and a grand hall of records carved inside the mountain to house American documents and artifacts. That never happened. Funding ran out, time ran out, and in 1941, Borglum died suddenly. His son Lincoln Borglum took over briefly, but ultimately, work stopped, and the monument remained unfinished. And here's where the story takes a deeper turn. Mount Rushmore is carved into the Black Hills, a region sacred to the Lakota Sioux people. The U.S. government seized this land in violation of the 1868 Fort Laramie Treaty, which had granted it to the Sioux in perpetuity. To this day, many Native American communities view Mount Rushmore as a symbol of broken promises and cultural erasure, a national monument built on stolen land. In response, the Crazy Horse Memorial, begun in 1948, continues to be carved just miles away, an attempt by Native Americans to tell their story in stone. The first face completed on Mount Rushmore was George Washington, unveiled to the public in 1934. The reaction? A mixture of awe, pride, and skepticism. Some marveled at the scale and ambition. Others questioned the cost, the location, and Borglum's political views. He was known for controversial affiliations, including an early connection to the Ku Klux Klan during his work on Stone Mountain in Georgia. Still, As more faces were completed, Mount Rushmore captured the imagination of the country. Tourists came, politicians praised it, and it slowly became one of the most visited national memorials in the U.S. Despite its incomplete form, even unfinished, it was seen as a symbol of perseverance, unity, and the American spirit. But for others, it remains a reminder of whose stories were left out, and whose land was carved to tell someone else's version of history. Mount Rushmore is many things: a masterpiece of engineering, a tribute to leadership, a tourist destination, and a point of cultural pain. Its story is filled with contradictions, vision and conflict, pride and controversy, celebration and sorrow. Understanding the bizarre and complicated story behind its creation helps us see the monument not just as stone faces on a mountain, but as a reflection of America itself, its aspirations, its failures, and its ongoing debate about whose history gets remembered. What's your take on Mount Rushmore? A patriotic marvel, a monument of conflict, or something in between? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love stories behind America's most iconic landmarks, check out our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time for more history that's anything but boring.